All right, we are doing math. I would like for you to open your book to lesson 79, which is 157 in your book. 157. So we are learning a new concept, or we're doing something new. So let us look in the little box on top of your page where it says converting measures. When converting measures, we change from one unit of measure to another. The amount being measured does not change. So they give you some examples. To convert, so this is what you need to pay attention to. To convert from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply. So is pint larger or smaller than a cup? Raise your hand. Winsheen? Larger. So it goes larger to smaller, so you multiply. To convert from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you divide. So is ounces smaller or larger than a pound? Tessa. So smaller to larger, you divide. So let's work through it. So if it goes, so let's move down to 1. So the thing that you need to remember is if you go larger to smaller, you what? Do you divide or do you multiply? Cole. Right. And if you go smaller to larger, you what? Gabe. Divide. That is what you have to keep in mind. And also, you also have to know the measurements. So if it goes from larger to small, you write this. L for what? Or S to large. All right, so this stands for large. This stands for small. And then you got your little arrow pointing to the other one. All right, let's just go through. I think once we do it, it'll make more sense. It's one of those things that you just have to do in order for it to make sense. But you also have to know the measurements. So 1A, feet to inches. Is that large to small or small to large? James? All right, and so then you have the little dots, and it says, mark the dot under the correct sign. So would you multiply or divide, James? Multiply. Good. So then you fill in the multiplication dot. Number B, ounce to pound. Is the ounce smaller or larger than a pound? Tyson? Smaller. Yes. So you're going to do S, arrow to large. Good. So we're going to multiply or divide from smaller to large. What do we do? Multiply or divide? Helen? Divide. So then you fill in the dot under the divide. Miles to feet. Is that large to small or small to large? Is miles bigger than feet or smaller measurement? Jeremiah? Bigger. Yes, so you're going to write large to small. L, arrow, S. So Jeremiah, would you multiply in this situation or divide? Multiply. Good, you multiply. Quart to gallon. Is quart larger or smaller than a gallon, McKenna? Smaller. Exactly. So you write S, 0, L. And McKenna, are we going to multiply or divide?
Divide.
Very good. Bushel to peck. Is a bushel larger or smaller than a peck? Olivia?
Larger?
Yes. A bushel is larger than a peck, so you have the LS. And Olivia, are we going to multiply or divide?
Multiply.
Good. A cup to a pint. Caroline?
Smaller to large.
Smaller to large. Very good. And Caroline, are we going to multiply or divide?
Multiply.
Hmm.
Wait, no, divide.
There you go. So this is something that you have to memorize. You have to memorize the small to large and which do you multiply or divide. That is something that you're going to have to file in your mathematical file system in your brain so you remember it. So if it helps to write it down somewhere, do that or mark the page, but it's kind of like all the measurements. You have to know that as well. And those are things you have to memorize. All right, hour to days. Emmy.
Smaller.
Small to,
Large.
very good. Small to large. And would we multiply or divide?
Divide.
Very good. A ton versus a pound. Coal.
Large to small.
Very good. And would we multiply or divide?
Multiply.
Good. Minute to hour. M.
Small to large.
Yes. And would you multiply or divide?
Divide.
Very good. And then month to year. Grant.
Small to large.
Small to large. Very good. And do you multiply or divide?
Large.
Good. So, kind of get it? Got it? Thumbs up? Questions? It's kind of one of those mathematical parts that you have to really look at, or memorize, and do. Just kind of working through the different stages. All right. Now, let's do the story problem. And then we'll do some whiteboard work. Okay, so we have a cute little barn. And there are 2 workspaces on the barn. So let's do 2A. Natalie has saved $18.50. She needs 5 times as much to buy some supplies for her horse. How much money does she need? Who can tell me what is the mathematical equation for this? Caroline.
$18.50 times 5.
Beautiful. $18.50 times 5. So you need to write that on the top of your cute little barn. And since we're talking about dollars, you have to answer it in dollar, but there's no other title with that or explanation. Let me just put your thumbs up like that. You don't have to put it up in the air, just so I can see. Oh, your arms get really tired. Just go like this. Then I know you're done. All right, who would like to tell me the magical number that is the answer? Grant. Yes, very nice. Very, very good. Aw, last year 75 baby goats were born on the farm. That's a lot of baby goats. Wow. They're very cute though. Oh my goodness, I'd love to be there to see them all. This year, twice as many were born. Whoa, that's a lot of baby goats. How many baby goats were born this year? Wow. So what would be the mathematical equation that we're looking for here? Jonathan?
75 times 2.
Yes, and then we do have to, for the answer on the story problem, what will the answer be? The number and then what, Jonathan?
Baby goat.
Baby goats.
I'd very much like to visit this
Me
farm.
too, my gosh.
I'd want more.
All right, let's do our math. I know I could get sucked into a conversation about baby goats, but we're not going to. Oh my goodness, I can just only picture them all. Yes, Cole. Okay, then just put your thumb up like this. You don't have to, no, just like this. You don't have to put it up in the air. I just need to just do it like this. You can even rest your arm so your arm doesn't get tired. Or you can rest it on your head like Gabe. Do you have a question or do you have the answer? All right, Sam, what is the answer?
150.
150 what?
Baby goats.
150 goats. That's a lot of goats.
Oh,
That is a lot of goats. I think a big barn, big farm. My goodness, that must be a big, big goat farm because that's a lot of baby goats.
Oh, yeah.
And that means you got to have, unless you have twins, but you have to have 150 mommies too, taking care of the babies.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that'd be way more goats.
All right, let us focus. I know baby goats are a fun thought. That's another fun thing about spring, folks. Is that you get all the babies born. All the baby animals, baby cows, baby horses, baby goats, baby lambs. Oh my goodness. I love spring. All right, get your markers ready to do your mathematical equations. More long division. All right, should we be talking? Christian and McKenna. So friends, starting next week, I need to remember, I'm going to use the popsicle sticks for the whiteboard work as well. All right? So I'm going to randomly call on you to do whiteboard just to make sure everyone is on board or knows what's going on, okay? So please work on this in your books as well. Beautiful. Very nice, McKenna. Very, very nice. So let's work with McKenna as well. Kristen, just take your time. How many times does 7 go into 8? Friends?
Once.
Once. So we minus 7, we take down the 6. How many times does 7 go into 16?
7.
How many times does 7 go into 16?
Twice.
2 times. 2 times 7 is?
14.
Minus 2, or 14 minus, or 16 minus 14 equals?
2.
So can I take 7 into 2?
No.
So that's what? Remainder 2. And then she did a good job with her checking as well. Nice job, McKenna. Questions on that? Christian, you need to stop real quick. That is not 7. You are correct that 6 does not go into 5, so the 0. How many times does 6 go into 51? How many times? What's that?
8.
Yes. Correct. And what is 8 times 6?
49. 49.
No, you're close.
48.
There you go. There you go. Not 7, but there you go. There you go. So now can 6 go into 3, Christian?
No.
No, so that turns into what? There you go. Is it 47 though? Look at your answer on the other problem. What was it, 40 what? There you go. Is it plus 2 or plus 3? There you go. It's remainder 3. Awesome. There you go. So we had the right answer. 51. You see the importance of checking it too, going over it again? Because you know if you go through it and check and it doesn't have the same equation, then something's not quite right. So that's why it's important for you to check. It's not just busy work, it's making sure the problem adds up. Very good. So how many times does 6 go into 5? 0. So then how many times does 6 go into 51? 8. And what is 8 times 6? 48. What is 51 minus 48?
3.
Does 6 go into 3?
No.
So we have what?
3.
Very good. All right. Nice job. Good job, Christian. And McKenna. All right. So guess what kinds of math did you all have the hardest time with?
Multiplication.
Ironically, no. Subtraction and addition. So it's interesting. So I'm glad that one nice thing about Abeka Math is that it always goes back, rotates. So now we're practicing addition and subtraction. Now you're all working along in your math books, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Don't make your friends do all the work. Winsheen and Grant. Don't blame you. How would you say that?
$18.47.
Very good. good. See, subtraction, you just have to be very diligent and take each step, especially when it's borrowing. Make sure how you are writing, how you're borrowing something from another, and then the next column, and the next column. Good job. All right. Luke and Helen. Follow along in your books and do the work. Yes, Sam?
Can I sharpen a pencil?
Nice. How would you say that?
44,436.
Very nice. So I don't think anyone can see that.
I
But you
can.
are correct. How do you say it, Helen?
8,530.
Yes, cool.
I think I might, if you are going to do board work, I think the black is the best. Because some of the colors are very difficult to see, even though they're fun. They're just harder to see.
My black is faded. Probably because I haven't used it.
Especially the purple, that's really, maybe yours is kind of running out of ink, Helen. It's hard to see. Sometimes the purple is great. All right, now, you are going to do 5 on your own. Let's do the brain booster together, and then you can we can do the 5 independently. So the brain booster, the brain lifting the weights.
Heavy.
Slightly disturbing.
Yeah.
Do you think our little brain, we're doing so much work, our brain is in there lifting weights?
No, it's not real.
All right. Write the next number in the sequence. So we're doing sequencing. We go from 42 to 39 to 36 to 33. What is that telling you? Is it going up or is it going down? Jeremiah. So what is that telling you? That you're adding or subtracting? Yeah, so try to find the sequence. What it comes after 33? James? 30. So what must you do to each number to get the next number in the sequence? We're doing what? What is the fact that we're doing? Cole? Subtracting by 3, correct. Very good. You guys are all so smart.
Are we though?
Yes, you are. All right, what I would like for you to do is work on 5 on your own.